Live from downtown Detroit, it's the No Bullshit News Hour with my main man, Charlie LeDuff, and Karen Dumas.
It's just a breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
Okay, joining me today is M.L. Elric, chief and principal columnist of the Detroit Free Press. What's up, my brother?
Good to be with you. It's like we haven't seen each other in a while.
Like since yesterday?
Well, it's a while. The heart, the heart wants what the heart wants.
You were up all night.
And that's what we were talking about, as a matter of fact.
You were up all night because Mayor Sheffiled has been elected the first female mayor of Detroit with 77% of the vote. Not unexpected. But I will say, now that you're elected mayor, don't matter your gender, you're the man, and you're going to be held to the standard that Snyder, Whitmer, Nessel, Duggan, Bob Ficano, that's the way it goes. Am I right?
Excuse me. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I will say, Sheffield, at the end of her victory speech last night, said that she knew after the party that today, meaning this day, the first day after she was elected, it was time to get to work. So I hope so, because there's a lot of work to do.
There's a lot
and a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, because, like in the October surprise, she walks in, limping in here on a scandal. You can't say it any other way, because she admitted her dad, that she had a personal relationship with a disreputable contractor who had millions of dollars of business before the council. And Sheffield's first inclination was to mislead the public about having voted to award contracts to the guy.
Sure. Well, to me, what's particularly interesting, although it doesn't have any real relevance to what happened, is that she didn't want to talk to anybody about it. She sends her people out there to face these questions. And I'm always concerned when a public official wants to put basically some apparatchik between us and them, because we deserve to hear from the principal. We deserve to hear from the man or the woman.
Why do we deserve that? I guess we have to do some civics here. Like, okay, 77%, nobody cares. Do they? Don't they? Is that our worry, whether they do or not?
Well, I think they care. I think this story, which of course you broke with the Michigan Enjoyer, came out too late to really be a factor in this election, because of, I think there were 44,000 absentee ballots that had already been turned in by the time this made the news. And in the end, there were only 100,000 votes. So that's about half the electorate. But particularly in this era of deep fakes, when you have a spokesperson, a guy I work with calls them fart catchers, talking to you, you don't know, is that what the official said? Is that what their lawyer said? Is that what their team of consultants said? Now you don't know, is it Chat GPT? I mean, even with deep fakes, you're never sure that the person whose lips are moving are their lips.
Exactly.
But in this case, I like to hear from the official themselves, because I want to know how well versed they are in the subject, how well they react in live fire exercise, and whether they're good on their feet when they're into something spontaneously. Do they say more than they should? Do they say the wrong thing? It's just good to know that the people who are in charge are up to the challenge. And one way is to stand and face the questions, face that music.
And there's, without question, she voted to award the guy, with the personal relationship she had, contracts. A simple Google search would show that. And then when caught out by Violet, Detroit News, they shifted. And they claimed that it was, now get this, they claimed that it's okay under the city's ethic rules to mix business and personal pleasure. And since the contractor was neither Sheffield's father, uncle, brother, or cousin, then their extracurricular association was not a conflict of interest by the letter of the ordinance. But any plain thinking person knows this is ridiculous.
Well, you're not supposed to, let's just say good manners dictates that you don't vote for a lucrative contract for someone with whom you have a personal relationship. And beyond that, the city's gift ban says you can't take a penny, not one zinc, because they're not copper anymore, and I guess they're going to be outlawed soon. You can't take one of those pennies from anybody who has business with the city, who wants to do business with the city, or who is in a position where your actions as a city employee official could affect their business, which pretty much means anybody within these 36 square miles, or is it 136 square miles? It's a big ass place.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was on your podcast yesterday, Sean Windsor, good dude, smart guy. He doesn't care much about politics or what it means, really, right? He's living a life.
He actually holds his wallet out when he walks through train stations so people can take one, leave one. Just nobody ever leaves one.
You calling him naive?
I think the word's knave, but yeah. Or tolometric, or whatever the hell that word was you used yesterday.
Pedophagy.
I can't even come close to spelling it to look it up.
It means petty fogging of the mind. You're fogging my mind with petty fucking details, misdirection,
I know
silliness.
that word now. Yes. I get petty fogged all the time.
So, why is this important? I'm going to tell you why. City, suburb, state, because it's all going to affect you financially and physically. Because this guy's accused of poisoning the city, throwing radioactive shit in the ground and being paid millions of dollars. And the final report's coming out. Holes are being extracted. Out of 40, they caught him, over 30 of them are poisoned. But this guy's done over 2,500 of these. This has been going on for so long. Mary, in 2019, Mayor Sheffield, knew it was so bad that she called for congressional hearings, wanted everything to stop, called for congressional hearings and find out what was going in the ground. And that's gone. And now she's the man. And that's not going away, dude.
No. I used to work with this guy at Fox 2 and always say, what about the babies? Well, it looks like the babies may be playing in yards that have poison dirt. Not good.
Class action. So, it was neither her father, uncle, brother, or cousin. But so it begins. Because her father, Horace, he's known entity around here in the political circles. Right? You want to describe him?
He's the son of basically a legend, Horace Sheffield Jr., who was a civil rights and labor leader, revered by almost everybody. His son grew up to be a pastor, got very involved in politics, ran for Congress against John Conyers one time. There's some allegations that maybe he wasn't treating somebody as well as he should have. He's had a school, and some people question, how well that school was run. He's got an explanation, but he's someone who's been in the public eye for as long as I've been covering politics in Detroit, and that's at least 25 years. And it's amazing when you talk to voters, every single person you talk to has an opinion about Horace Sheffield III. And I'm just like, how could he possibly have met 1 million people? But there seems to be no neutral ground. Some love him, some not so much.
I find him to be an interesting man. I met him at that school, when he was having a meeting about his run with John Conyers. That's where I met the Mongo brothers. It was interesting. But
for what it's worth, he's a fascinating guy. He's great to talk to, and he doesn't hesitate to let you know how he feels about you.
Oh yeah,
which may be a great segue.
He's talking now. What's this up on Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
All right, so this, I don't know. This is hours after the results are in. So I got it, Horace. I saw it. So here we go. Here's what he wrote. This is Mary Sheffield's father. He wrote, quote, I've been deliberately quiet, so the voice we heard was Mary. So today, let me break that silence. First, to Pastor Kinlock, with whom I've had a long and good relationship. I salute you and encourage you to continue to serve as relentlessly now as you have. To those who sacrificed, contributed, and supported my daughter, thank you and bless you. To others who ministered to me, as others attempted to harm Mary and malign me, know that your prayers and concerns upheld me, helped me, blessed me, and I say thank you. Finally, to the two, one a journalist and the other a retired police officer, neither of whom live in Detroit, were intentionally vile and vicious. I forgive you and can continue to pray for you and others like you. Last night's results is proof that no weapon form will ever prosper. Obviously, God has something else in mind. God bless.
Actually, I think it says vile and viscous. So perhaps there was a density issue. Maybe this is all about you're a little more mucusy than you should be. In which case, might I suggest some emergency?
Who do you think he's referring to there? Can't be you. You live in the city.
Yeah, it ain't Nolan Finley. Could it be Serge Kovaleski?
How's he doing?
I haven't heard from him in a while, but he seems like he's doing okay.
Good old Serge. Yeah, I think he's talking to me. Well, here's the deal, Horace.
Yeah, my money was on LeDuff, too.
Yeah, vile and viscous. That's the job.
You are a little mucusy. It could be viscous.
I'm a little stuffed. The weather's changed.
Maybe guilty as charged there.
You know, they've switched cigarettes, so just let me get used to it. But no. The facts go where they go. Again, everybody's personal businesses are personal business, period, until it's commingled with the public's business. That's just how it goes.
Well, here's the other thing, and we've seen this game so many times here. Shoot the messenger, we get it. Fake news, all that other baloney. Everything you've reported, and that the Free Press has reported as well. Violet Eichenham, my colleague, our friend, looked at contracts only in 2019 when Sheffield's chief of staff said, this is, she didn't really vote on anything for her then partners or whatever, romantic counterparts contracts. It was actually $4.4 million in 1 year. So that's not true. Here's the one thing that you're not hearing when you hear all this other stuff. You're not hearing, you're wrong. Can I get a correction? I'd like to clarify my comments. Here's what you left out. What you're hearing is name calling. And you know what? You can call us anything you want. The only one that hurts is, hey, pal, I think you made a mistake and you need a correction. Haven't heard it yet. I think it would have come out by now. So vile and viscous, other than the alliteration, kiss my butt.
Because now here it comes, the state of the city. Like after your podcast, I want to get something specific people can understand. Why Duggan, who claims to be as popular as he is leaving and running a Quixote-esque campaign as an independent for governor. So I went and looked. Fiscal year 2015-16, like we're 10 years later, we're in 25-26, 10 years. We came out of bankruptcy in July of that year. The budget then and the budget now, when adjusted for inflation, the budget now is 0.5% smaller. Revenues have not grown. In that time, through that 10 years, Detroit never had to pay its pensions, $150 million every year for 10 years, $1.5 billion. Now they do, and nothing grew. We are at a cliff. You won't see it tomorrow. You might not see it next year. Same with Mamdani in New York. He's got to put in his budget. It's got to play out for a year, and then you'll see it. So this is serious. Contracting has to be open, honest, fair, right? And you can't go around closing your eyes and poisoning people.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw was the city went into bankruptcy in 2013. There's been a lot written, a lot said about how, there's been some inherent problems. There's some structural issues and stuff like that. But the plain and simple fact is the mayor at the time, Kwame Kilpatrick, didn't adjust the city's expenditures to its revenues. In other words, unlike Mayor Coleman Young in the 70s and Mayor Archer in the 90s, he did not slash the budget because we didn't have enough money to cover what we were spending.
And Bing as well.
And I mean, this is where we're headed. And Kilpatrick, when he came into office in Kilpatrick-esque fashion, said, I talked to mayors all over the country, and he told me, pick two priorities. Just pick two things that you're going to do, and do those two things well. And he said, because we're us, we decided to do three things. So we're going to do kids, cops, and clean, which was brilliant. It was great, and that would have been wonderful if that's all he did. Really what he did was he kidded us that he was going to be clean, and then the cops ended up getting him. But what ended up happening last night with Mayor Sheffield is she listed about 8 to 10 things that she wants to do as mayor. All laudable goals. All things that she needs to do. All things that we want her to do.
Neighborhoods, affordable housing, children's programs.
Money for home repair. We're going to make affordable housing. We're going to invest in our commercial quarters. Things that are going on right now. All expensive, and she has acknowledged, to her credit during the campaign, that we are going to have a revenue problem in the next mayoralty.
She started mentioning
Where's the
that
money gonna
when
come
we
from?
did the mayoral forum. Karen and I.
That was some must-see TV, by the way. That was
was-
you and Karen really put people on the spot in a way that they hadn't had to account for their actions before or since.
And this is what I brought that night, which is the projected budgets, the current budget, and you can see it's starting to collapse going into next fiscal year.
Yeah.
And we have a revenue problem. So what's the answer here? That's a lot of you know what I mean? So there were two stories, big ones, in this cycle. It was pretty sleepy, as you guys wrote. There was Kinloch in his house, right? You living way up there, and how did you get this house? And I did that story. So I'm being fair, and when Horace goes, I want to thank Minister Kinloch, et cetera, he was the one the last couple of days running around with this.
Southfield Theater. Who bought the Southfield Theater? How did he do that? Another transaction involving Kinloch and his church.
Yeah.
Horace was just talking about that. I think it was on Saturday when I was on his radio show.
Yeah. You know, Horace at an event came up to me and started trying to drop Oppo research on Kinloch's church's bills. So what is he talking about? Because Kinloch was out there, because you were following him around, was out there kicking Sheffield's ass over this for the last couple of days.
He was saying that if he said something to the effect of, if we elect this woman, she will enter the mayor's office under a federal cloud. I mean, he, for being a fairly mild-mannered pastor, Kinloch was bringing it. He was bringing the heat at the end. Too little, too late.
Yep.
But he found his voice, and it would have been interesting to see how this race may have played out if this had happened 3 months ago or a year or two ago, when many of us started chasing this rumor, which we couldn't pin down. We could pin down the votes and everything, but the relationship, nobody closed that circle till you did last week.
Till this letter showed up
Oh.
at my house. This anonymous letter detailing trips and, dates and hotels. And I'm like, oh, so let me just ask. Because that is the public's business. When this guy, $64 million in contracts, and we don't know how bad this is, and other contractors, over the years, every time they stuck a shovel in the ground, it came up fucking hot. What happened to all this money? Okay, Detroit is a massive brownfield. We've been cranking out heavy industry for almost 200 years now, right? I mean, so the ground is poisoned. What all this money from Washington and from the people of Detroit was supposed to do was start the regeneration, clean up the whole brownfield, take out those dirty lots, put fresh, clean stuff in there, and start fixing this city, right?
Yeah.
And the money vaporized. We didn't do it. It went from the largest environmental urban renewal program to perhaps the largest environmental industrial cleanup that needs to be done. That's what happened with $1 billion.
Yeah, I defer to you on that. You've been covering that for a decade.
I know. Broken fucking record over here.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the simplest thing, the clearest thing that I've seen is the Office of the Inspector General, who's supposed to be kind of Detroit's ethical policeman, barred Guyanga, which is the contractor in question, in September from doing work for 90 days while they do more investigation. And they thanked Mayor Duggan's own people for performing the test that found out that most of the dirt that they've been using to fill these holes in the homes they knocked down was not safe.
Now, that's pending a final report due sometime in December next month, in which he faces permanent disbarment, right? 20 years. And there's a sprawling...
Yeah, 5 to 20 years.
Yeah, 5 and the 20 if there's criminal charges.
Right.
Right. So the Inspector General has the power, I think, to bar for 5 years, and then the 20 is if there's criminal stuff attached. And there's a sprawling criminal investigation. I know because my phone rings all the time. They just talk to me. What'd you give them? Give it to me. Let me see what you got. Right.
Yeah.
And what I see is like, oh my God. That's what I see. Now, this guy's appeal hearing, I think, is the 18th. 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming up in November.
Yeah.
Just in time for Thanksgiving.
So we're going to see if he shows up. We're going to see if she recuses herself, because welcome to the big leagues. This is how it goes.
Yeah, city council members, particularly since we've lost so many reporters in the last decade or two, really fly under the end of the radar. And frankly, whether a council member is running for mayor, running for dog catcher, whatever, if you're voting for contracts for someone with whom you have a personal relationship, it's news, it's important, it's relevant. And the people of Detroit, and by extension, the people of Michigan and the United States, because all those tax dollars are flowing through this program, deserve to know whether you're on the level. And you should answer for it. You should step up and say something.
I believe that to my core. This shit's so hard. Like, I don't need another war with another politician. I'm not looking for one. I'm looking for it to be clean. I don't need to have my heart palpitating. I don't need to be sweating, which is why I use Mando.
Yeah, those ball wipes come in handy.
The deodorant plus a sweat control. Have you smell that, bro? It is really actually kind of nice.
Everyone leaves the studio smelling great.
I do like that.
Yeah, isn't it? It's subtle, right? It's what products did I get here? You can get a box. I got deodorant and sweat control. Try this. Give me your wrist, bro. Whole body deodorant.
What are you trying to tell me?
I'm just telling you.
It's very nice. It's lovely.
Yeah, and then when it gets cold like it is now, I'm a man. This is a man's product, but I like the acidified body wash. I just kind of use it as a cream because my hands crinkle up.
Yeah.
But stop buying shitty deodorant from the drug or grocery store. Go to shopmando.com and order the starter pack. It's perfect for new customers. What's our code, bro?
No BS.
So you go to shopmando.com, use the code NOBS, 20% off. Beautiful. And I don't pitch any products I don't like. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that. There could be nice people, but it's
legit.
It's good actually.
It does smell nice,
doesn't it?
In fact, I'm thinking of a couple stinky mother scratches. I'll be getting some Mando.
Look at this now. The acidified.
It's a little
body
shame. I got to tell them, but
wash.
Sometimes we deliver the news. We tell the stories we find, not the stories we want to do.
I told it before. It's true because it's acidified. So pH slightly pH, and when my ass starts stinging, balances it right out. It's like organic gardening.
Well, I'm gonna skip the Coney on the way out of here after that. But thank you for
Take
that.
that with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna do wonders for my cholesterol.
I wonder what it tastes like.
Oh no! Oh, acidic.
Not bad.
It's like Banaka.
Dude, it's like a nice citrusy kind of vibe to it. All right, let's hear from our friend Luke Nowacki, personal wealth manager at 248-663-4748. Hit it. Is this the hole-in-one?
It's a hole-in-one, $50,000 if you hit it.
Luke Nowacki, financial wealth management. What is 50 grand after tax?
$37,750.
What about state tax?
Yeah, I'm throwing both in there.
What about sales tax?
There's no sales tax.
Well, you're buying the beer.
It's income.
You'll buy the beer.
We write that off.
Luke Nowacki, financial wealth management. 248-663-4748. Well, when it rains, the power goes out. And when the power goes out, the internet goes out. When the internet goes out, I call my friend Matt and Bernie at XG Service Group. Look at Bernie here on his hands and knees, giving it everything he's got. Look at that man crack. So busy, he forgot to wear a belt. There's Matt right there getting the board together. That's 734-245-4100 if you need Matt and Bernie to come take care of your voice over internet, your security cameras, off-campus access control, Wi-Fi, and cameras for homes and business. They'll design it for you. You got restaurants, they do drive-through systems, railroad cameras for public safety, total wireless camera systems for your home and business. Yeah, that's right. Call XG Services at 734-245-4100. Guy's a stud. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on here. $3,147.90. Because keep the dime. Call someone who cares. I'm not giving up. See, here's the deal, Horace, Madam Sheffield. I don't give up. You're fucking with the people. You're harming them. That's what I do in life now, dude. I made my career. I wrote my books, and now maybe I can squeak into heaven with a C- if I actually do something for somebody besides myself. Right? So I'm committed to this. Whitmer, I'm not done with those nursing homes $3,147.90. That's an extra dime. Call someone who cares. That's what they charged me. I FOIA'd. That's the oldest trick in the book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that doesn't apply to Whitmer or the legislature, even though when Whitmer was elected the first time, she said she absolutely would make it apply to them.
So, when the DOJ in 2020 asked the state of Michigan for its nursing home data, there was a wise-ass response. It was never really fully reported, right? We've never counted. We don't have a real count of who died in there. So, I asked the Attorney General, okay, because you're the lawyer for the state. I want what you gave the government. I want all communications. What were you saying? Because I've got documents and there's missing bits in there.
Sure.
What were the conversations? What happened in there? And they've never given them. So I had to raise the money, right? The oldest one in the journalism book is make it so cost prohibitive that you never get the documents.
And in fact, the FOIA law, the only modification that's been made to improve it recently is to say that you can't impose an exorbitant cost on someone requesting records as a virtual denial. It's basically you can come pick it up if you got a forklift because it weighs 10,000 pounds. You're like, well, I don't have a forklift. I guess you don't really want it. It's like, I guess I don't, but I do. But I do.
And it's been over half a year, we're going to need to, they didn't think I was going to raise it. Then we're going to need 90 days. We need another 30 days. Oh, I'm a patient man, right? But we're going to find out because a lot of people got hurt and a lot of people want answers. And if I can get them for you, I will. That's my responsibility as a man in this society. End of story. So, what was that podcast? She doesn't talk to us.
Yeah.
She's not in town anymore.
What was not even during lame duck when most governors are twisting arms, when John Engler would have been putting people's heads in vices and saying, here's what you're going to do and you're going to do it or else.
Right.
She's selling her children's book.
She got a children's book?
Well, I guess I would say the reading comprehension level is not what I would call PhD level.
You have a 100-page book?
Yeah. Yeah, although I don't know if I want to read more than 100 pages from a politician.
Well, she's not running for president, she said, so I don't know what she's doing. Getting set up like Granholm for a nice professorship?
Yeah.
Board of directors, that kind of shit? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Cabinet post?
But she's always going to have to answer the question about COVID, which, she's on a podcast called Financial Audit. Caleb Hammer, pretty big podcast.
Huge.
And I thought he did a really good job with really simple questions to her over COVID.
Okay, you got some?
Why did we come up with cool names for our shows when you got a show called Financial Audit and it's doing well? How about Tooth Extraction?
Yeah.
Is his shit a financial audit show? Didn't look like it.
I don't know it too much, but let me see. Like there's his website. I mean, it looks like a financial, money questions for younger people. I don't know why she's on there.
What's that actor comedian Zach Galifianakis?
He does look a little bit like Galifianakis. Yeah.
What is it? What is that? Between Two Ferns or something? Yeah. Right? Is that what it's called?
And this clip has the same.
That's what the show looks like.
It has the same feel. Yeah. Here's the clip.
Okay,
COVID took a little bit. Okay,
COVID
fair enough.
It was hard.
Yeah, I was a little. I'll be honest. I was a little annoyed when I came home for Christmas 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, we had to eat outside, but we were inside pods outside. It was a little weird. Then I came back here and then I could just do whatever.
Well,
that was a bit weird, I'll be honest.
But remember what the temperature was. Here, you can walk around outside all day, right? At home,
but if I could
Michigan, in the winter, we're all inside breathing on each other.
But if I was allowed to be outside, why couldn't I just be inside?
Because you were outside with just your small group of people.
And the servers and bussers.
Listen, Caleb, none of us wants to go back and relive that.
That's
we were
true,
doing the best
please.
we could with very little or very bad information.
She looks like that gymnast with her arms crossed, Kayla.
Oh, Kayla Maroney.
Yeah, she's not amused.
No.
But very little or very bad information. That's not what we were being sold.
No.
Science and data.
Yeah.
Well, this was an unprecedented time. I want to give people some room to err on the side of caution when a pandemic hits. There's nobody alive who can speak with authority to how we should handle it. But certainly not all of us called the dock installer and asked to have our dock installed while everybody else was not supposed to be doing that.
Or go to Florida.
If I may.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is she was very slow to maneuver when new information came in my opinion.
Okay, well, I would say that I agree wholeheartedly, my brother.
Oh.
Like, it's a pandemic. We don't know. Okay, emergency procedures here. We got a situation. Okay. I'm not going to go to the airport and act like an asshole and walk around without my mask because of my freedom. I want to make a gesture to my fellow humans.
Small sacrifice just in case.
Just in case, right. Now, this starts to bleed out, though. Okay, science and data. Cuomo in New York, sorry for your loss, sir. Cuomo in New York, once he gets called out when they're bifurcating who's dying in the nursing home and who from the nursing home dies in the hospital, once they found out, the press got onto it, he reversed course. So he started it in March and he ended it 40 days later in early May, right? Now, if you test positive for COVID, you cannot go back to the nursing home. You got to be clean. Not only did we not do that, we doubled down, right? We're reinstituting it, and it was never rescinded through all of COVID.
Okay.
And then we weren't knowingly, because I've got some documents. I want some more. Knowingly ignoring the death toll. We might quite possibly have as many people having died from the nursing homes as all of New York State, which is twice the population. And
She is right. She's right about one thing in that clip. We're all kind of over it and done talking about it. However, if you're a leader and you make decisions, you're never done answering the questions. So I felt she was very dismissive at the end there by just saying that.
I don't think we're over and done talking. I think the way the pandemic was handled is one of the reasons for the divisions in our country. It caused a lot of suspicion of government, rightly or wrongly. And I got the Riviera in the shop, and I was talking to a guy, having a great conversation with a guy about getting the transmission squared around, and he brought up masks and how he didn't want people to restrict his freedom. I'm like, I hope you can get that tranny going, and by that I mean the transmission that makes my car go forward. And love who you love. I'm not judging, but I'm like, we're going to talk about masks here. It's 2025, but there's still people who have hard feelings who felt like their freedom was restricted. To me, I'm like, it's not a big deal to me. And frankly, most of the politicians and spokespeople I talk to, I want them to wear masks. They're drinking a lot of coffee, smoking a lot of cools. I don't know, but this is an issue that we are not going to get past for a long time. It's why RFK is so popular now, and why anybody who's willing to stand up and challenge science is doing very well, because people feel that they were sold a bill of goods that was, stood up to scientific rigor when maybe it didn't. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. I only speak about things I have some expertise on, but this much I know. People are still pissed off about that. And if you want to get in a good fight, ask somebody if they mind wearing a mask. Holy shit. Yeah. You better know where the two exits on that building are, because depending on which way you argue that, you're going out a door, you're going out a window, or you're going out in a box.
See, but that's the thing. I want to avoid all that.
Me too.
I want science and data.
Let's fight about Spartans and Wolverines.
No, I want to know. I want an accounting, so it never happens again. What happened behind those doors? I'm not giving. If I did the dirt story for 10 years, the nursing home story for 5 years, Nessel and her doing legal favors for friends and family members for 3 years. I don't give up. I don't, because the people deserve to know. If I can't hold my brother's hand when he's dying, if you can't say goodbye to your mother, like in 2021, we got locked down March 2020. We're talking August 2021, and you can't say goodbye. And Ohio got rid of it. They got rid of it. The vax was there, and we didn't get rid of it. Or, those of us that have children that are Gen Z, right? altered forever their lives in order to protect the old people so they wouldn't go give it to grandma.
Right.
And yet we're putting infected grandma in with healthy grandma. No, I'm sorry. $3,147.90, and it's worth every dime.
I'd say it's money well spent, regardless of what you find. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you
Might
want to
find
do
nothing.
something better. Has anybody ever heard of an after action report? This is a pretty common thing where you take a look at what did we do and how can we do it better next time?
Boom.
And the people who don't do those or don't divulge the results of what they did, that tends to be a sign that they didn't do great.
Yes.
And they don't want you to know
Well
what you're
said.
entitled to know, which is, hey man, give me a break. No one's ever done this before. Maybe we made some mistakes, but we'll do better next time. When you don't take a hard look at what you did, you're not going to do better next time. And by the way, we're not going to trust you in the meantime.
Right, man, right. That's the vestigial piece of this. And now during COVID, we got to look at the state of end of life care. What we all do know is the nursing homes are fetid places to be. Have you heard anything about a national remodeling of how these things work? No. We just threw a shitload of money at it. I'm tired of talking about it. That ain't going to work. And that's why she got to go to Texas to talk and won't talk to the people of Michigan.
She flew to Texas for that podcast?
Mark?
I believe that. I'll look it up, but I believe that's where he records.
Well,
down
she
in
was
Austin,
talking about
Texas,
it's
'cause
warm here,
he-
right?
Yeah,
So
I think it's Austin.
And he
Yeah.
said that when he goes back home, meaning Michigan.
Yeah.
So, but I'm
I don't know
almost-
what she was
Who
doing.
paid
down
for
there.
that trip, I wonder?
Oh, dude, get on it. No.
Does
You're a
not,
misogynist. No. Violent, viscous.
yeah, does not feel like a good use of state taxpayer money. But by the way, we'll never know because we don't have Freedom of Information Act reform. So whatever she does, we really don't know unless she wants to tell us. And like most of public officials, we found out they don't want to tell us much.
Now let's just last story and we'll get out of here, man. I know you're tired and I'm
getting all fired up now.
my heart's
gonna go over
palpitating,
to
but
City
I'm
Hall
not
tonight,
sweating. Thanks, Mando.
Yeah, is it ass crack sweat time? Is it
Oh, we'll get to that after.
when your taint's like a haint, Mando?
Say it again.
When your taint's getting to be like a haint, Mando.
Boom. I'll let him know that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
extemporaneous.
Tell him to send me a little something
All right.
for those nether regions where I'm burying my toxic dirt.
ISIS-linked terror plot foiled in Dearborn last week. It was supposed to go off for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
These guys, what their names are, 20-year-old guys, Muhammad Ali and Makjed Mahmoud, living in Dearborn, encrypted apps overseas. Some guys are talking about joining ISIS in Syria. They're like, no, we're going to do a Paris 2015 nightclub shoot up. Yeah, that was like 150 people were killed, yeah. And they were going to my neck of the woods, Ferndale, to shoot up gay people. Insane. Now,
very similar to was 2015, 2016 in Orlando, the Pulse nightclub.
Oh,
Omar Mateen.
oh yeah, there's that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. The street that they busted one of these dudes on in his parents' home was less than a half mile on the same street, less than a half mile from where we got Assam Bazi, the first known guy on the terror watch list, to be let into the country, given work papers and a driver's license. And for 3 years, I'm like, get him the fuck out of here. Terror watch list, Hezbollah ties, get the fuck out of here. Now, having said that, right, that's for all of us. Like, I do not like hearing it. It pisses me off. You get the far right-wing chatter on social media about Dearborn and the caliphate and Sharia law. It's like, dude, Dearborn's like one of the coolest cities in the Midwest. It really is, right? Good freaking people. Place is clean. Food is gorgeous. You know,
family oriented.
Absolutely.
Everybody's working. The value of an education is one of the prizes. I mean, you want to see the next generation, like we all do better than us. I mean, Dearborn's pretty cool.
Right, and I got a fishing shack up in the Thumb in Deckerville, which is just a few miles from Decker, which is where the
Terry
Nichols
Nichols farm, yeah.
Yeah, who were henchmen with Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
Who blew up the Oklahoma City Federal Building, killing 160-some people, the second biggest terror event in the history of the United States. So are we going, hey, man, the Thumb is a hotbed of, and they did do that to the Thumb. Hotbed of radical redneck, and, they did do that to the Thumb. I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah. And those were all American boys.
Yeah, so is Dearborn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we're like a melting pot, but we pushed back on that, and I want to really thank the authorities for doing an amazing job, right? One of the guys in there was an informant for the FBI. They were tailing these cats. Yep. They did an amazing job,
Well, one of the attorneys said they jumped the gun. These guys were just playing games and doing tough talk, and they're just dumb kids. And, we've seen cases like the Hutari where people were playing war games in the forest, and it turned out that the feds got a little itchy. There are people who would say that the Whitmer kidnapping plot were some guys who were bored and maybe not very judicious in their language and had what I would consider to be some weird recreational pursuits. They were convicted. So this is one of these cases where, I always encourage people not to rush to judgment, but sometimes they get to the bottom of it and we feel like we averted a tragedy. Other times we get to the bottom, it's like, might have jumped the gun there, Uncle Sam. I don't know where this is going.
But I'll go like this. This is a good point as well. I'm not saying they're guilty. They haven't had their day in court. But the FBI more than acted appropriately, right? You're going to diffuse it. You're going to bust it up. I don't care if you guys are fucking, dressing up for Halloween and shooting guns and shit. You seem awfully serious, so I'm going to step in. Now, let's say they pulled it off, and the FBI says we didn't have enough.
Oh yeah, okay, no,
right?
This is law enforcement's nightmare. You don't wait long enough, and you can't make your case. You wait too long, and there's body bags. I don't know which one of us
whether they get a conviction or not
call.
Is beside the point to me. Okay, you guys are meeting in the park and you're buying weapons and you're really talking to people overseas and whatnot. Maybe you should, throw a smoke bomb in that house, arrest that guy, take the gun, see what's up.
Plus, it's a deterrent too for anybody that might be going down that road.
I don't want no government coming to my house. I didn't do anything. I'm like, then don't be talking about killing people online and going and buying guns, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I got to draw the line there.
This is where's the line between free speech and taking somebody seriously. But what I find fascinating in these situations, and when I say fascinating, I mean soul-crushingly depressing, is that the same people who will say, the law enforcement's overstepped its bounds, they're persecuting these people. Depending on the situation, they'll be the same people who say, thank God they got those dirty, rotten, whatever. I'm just like, I never know enough to say until it's over, and I tend to err on the side of law enforcement. I think prudence is important, and I think saying, "Boy, I wish we'd listen to that FBI agent in Minnesota when she called and said, hey, why don't these guys want to know how to land the planes?" That might have been a time to say, "Yeah, I think maybe we want to get in there."
Well, they're just talking.
Yeah, they're just talking, and what they're saying is, "Boy, that building's getting real big in front of me." That's...
Yeah, bro.
Everybody wants to pile on law enforcement, and I know they make mistakes, but for what they're paid and for what they have to do in the situations they encounter, if you can do it better, get off your ass and do it, because
they're going.
That's hard.
They're
shit,
going
man.
to the legal authorities like the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they're coordinating, and they're like, I think we have to look. If the U.S. Attorney can't bring the case, and I'm not going to mock them, right?
Yeah. These aren't decisions that are made on the spur of a moment.
I pull you. You're swerving. I pulled you over suspicion for drinking and driving. You're not drunk. Okay, listen. Here's a ticket for reckless driving or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Fix a taillight, asshole.
Yeah. Fix a taillight and fucking go home.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. But again, Another 3-year story was Issam Bazi, the guy on the terror watch list. What's he doing here? This man has no right to be here. It's never happened before, and you can't get the authorities to pay any attention to it. Terror watch list, high derogatory information, level 5 guy, connections to the Maduro regime, right? No. So, did you ever see this video?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this guy, but I hope he's not the next guest.
No, he's.
I don't want to run into him in the green room.
He's gone. I have to find out.
Can we send him a Coney kit?
No, but he is in a facility up north that has culturally appropriate food. He gets halal.
Okay.
His father says he's a godly man. I'm assuming he eats halal.
Right.
When we roll
He's
that
got that going
for
for him.
ML. Did he wash dishes?
Come on. Here, take this.
Now, why is this guy giving me the finger?
Get the out of here. Out. Thank you.
Because I got his buddy locked up by ICE last week. That's why. His buddy, a guy named Issam Bazi, is a high-level, known or suspected terrorist, according to classified federal documents. A guy with ties to Hezbollah and the authoritarian regime of Venezuela. Allegedly. Even so, the Biden administration knowingly let him into the country anyway 3 years ago. A first.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Señor Bazi. Es Carlitos LeDuff, el periodista. ¿Tú eres un terrorista, señor? Señor Bazi.
We the people paid for Bazi's ticket to Dearborn, Michigan, where he lived with his family. This is his dad. Is he home?
No. Police, yeah.
Oh, the police. Oh, they took him. Immigration?
Yes.
Oh. Bazi claimed asylum at the Rio Grande River when he was caught 3 years ago. Unbelievably, he was given permission to work, a social security number, and even issued a driver's license. Bazi got pulled over here by a fugitive strike team last week on his way to his job at a diner in Ypsilanti. Sheesh.
Hi.
Hello.
Is this man working?
Yeah, he's not here today though.
No, he's not coming back. Immigration picked him up. He's a wanted terrorist. Allegedly. Trippy, right?
Okay.
Okay.
What
Thank
do
you.
want me to do?
Nothing, just tell the boss he won't be coming back.
Okay.
Okay. Normally when I go to a diner, I leave a tip. This time the angry owner gave me the tip of his middle finger.
Here, take this. Get the out of here. Out.
Thank you.
Go out.
Did he wash dishes? Cook?
Go out.
Maybe it was the lawyer. Bazi will wait for his appeal behind bars in Baldwin, Michigan, here at the Lake County Leavenworth. The lunch menu apparently has a large selection of halal. And that's good.
I saw him good. Good.
Remember the good old days of Fox 2, man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you can entertain while you inform, you have a better chance of informing.
Indeed. Thanks for being here, man.
It's a pleasure. Keep, I was going to say keep digging, but
Oof.
sounds like other people need to do the digging.
That's going to be the new mayor. Are you going to be at the special hearing? September 18th?
Yeah, I might be. I got to tell you, with this mayor's race, there have been so many other knuckleheads who are getting away without proper scrutiny. It's hard to be everywhere, but that's why I'm glad we're both out there.
Right on, man. All right, we'll see you all next week. Oh, hey, you ready, Ken? We're going out with ICE. Can't give you details. This high-value target they're going after, so...
Wear your vest.
I've got a lone Ken one. Yeah. And he's gonna wear his helmet and it's gonna have TV taped on it.
Looking like Dukakis.
Yeah, it's Dukakis. Dukenkis.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
All right, we'll see you next week.